Hi everyone, it's Elizabeth here, and I wanted to tell you a bit more about Communicating Change, my new book. And because of the way I'm recording it, you can't see the title properly because it's backwards. I'm sorry about that. So Communicating Change is a book about how to talk about project change, but it's not just about talking. It's not a book about public speaking. It's more a book about how do you get your message across when you're trying to do something new at work. So we talk about the whole process of change communications on a project. And I know for project managers, you might think, well, actually, that's not really my job. We have a business manager or somebody who is a team leader, or my project sponsor does change communications on my project. But actually, I think that as a project manager, you should be aware of what it means to be able to communicate effectively about the changes that are happening as a result of the work that you were doing. Because if you've got a business change manager on your project, fantastic. All credit to you. That sounds like a fantastic setup and you can work in partnership. But the majority of project managers that I meet and speak to don't have that. They are doing all of the communications and change management piece themselves. And while there's lots of tools that we can use for change management, the big piece of change management is communication. And I think there's studies that show, 80–90% of a project manager's job is communicating. So it's really important that we know how to do this and do it well. So that's why I'm so excited that this book is finally available. So I wanted to tell you a bit more about what's inside. I think it's most important is that you just don't dive straight into communicating about your project. So the book talks about how change makes people feel and how you can overcome resistance to change through lots of different ways, but also through planning your communications. Then we could go on and there's a section that I put in there about the foundations for communicating change, which is basically your communications strategy. So before you dive in and start sending out messages, writing presentations, hosting webinars internally about your project, you want to know what your message is. So that's about how do you get clarity? How do you get clarity, commitment to the work that you want to do about communication, building a team of people around you who can support you with that, all that kind of stuff. Then we talk about the audiences, so who's getting it, what do they want to hear, how do they want to hear it, and then planning. So there's a whole chunk that I put together about the communications planning cycle. So you can make sure that you're planning your communications in a way that makes sense with what you're doing on the rest of your project. Finally, the book ends with a section on how do you deliver and evaluate your communications. So, it's fine just sending out emails, it's fine standing up doing town hall presentations or going to someone else's team meeting, talking about your amazing project, but how do you know it's working? And I think that one of the things that we can't afford to do these days is invest too much time and effort into stuff that doesn't work. You have to try something, check it, if it's working, great, do it again. If it doesn't work, don't spend any more energy on that thing, try something new. So there's some tips in the book about how you can evaluate whether or not your change communications are successful so that you can make sure that you're spending your limited, valuable time doing the right thing. So I'm really excited that this book has come out. I really hope that it makes a massive difference to the way that people think about and communicate change. And I know some of the book reviews I've already had have been really good and they've been quite moving reading the things that people have said. So please, if you want to check it out further, there's a link on this page, just click and you can get your copy. It's an ebook only, so you'll get it on this kind of format, or you can get it Kindle or PDF or EPUB. So you'll be able to read it on your commute, on your tablet, on your device, or even on your desktop. So hopefully you find that useful, and thank you for listening to my overview of what's in the book, and I would love to hear what you think about it. So please, don't hesitate to get in touch with any questions or click the link on this page to find out more about the book. Thank you. Bye.